Welcome back to Raceline this week. Let's step away from the chase talk for a moment and focus in on another of the up-and-comers in NASCAR racing. Since joining us on Raceline, Jeff Taylor's been bringing us weekly features on guys whose names you may hear every now and again, but we don't know a lot about them. And most of these stories are about young racers who started racing at a young age with the help and support of their families. Jeremy Clements' story starts the same way.
Well, I began racing when I was 7. My grandfather, Crawford Clements, got me started and actually bought me a go-kart for Christmas and just started taking me to the dirt track and racing. And he was a crew chief back in the 50s and 60s, him and his brother Lewis, and they were very successful, won a lot of races. And actually, Uncle Lewis won the championship in 1960 with Rex White. So, you know, those guys, they're the pioneers of the sport. But he got me racing and just kept moving up the ladder.
That ladder of racing consisted of modifieds, late models, ARCA, and eventually the Busch Series, now known as the Xfinity Series.
And then I think 2003, we ran our first Busch Series race then at Pikes Peak, and just that's the direction we wanted to go. That's where I wanted to go for sure, is NASCAR.
After a few seasons of running races for a few different teams, Jeremy and his dad decided it was time to start a team of their own.
Yeah, well, unfortunately in this sport, if you wanna race, it takes a lot of money, a lot of funding to do it, and you don't really have that amount of funding to go to a big team, a Joe Gibbs Racing as such, and bring the money that we need to race. And in this the way the sport is now, that's what you have to do. So this is our next option. If we want to keep racing, is to just do it all here.
One thing Jeremy has noticed while owning his own team is just how hard everyone works to make the 51 car as good as it can be.
Yeah, you know, we've had people come over here that worked on big teams, and it's a whole different deal, but we've got a lot of hard-working guys, and they work their tails off and really just give their heart into it, and I really appreciate everything they do for us, and we really can't do without them. So they probably have to work a lot harder working here, so can't forget to thank them every week for that.
Currently, Jeremy and the 51 team find themselves just out of the top 10 in point standings for the Xfinity Series. But if you take into consideration that all the drivers in the top 10 have Sprint Cup backing, well, the 51 team is pretty proud of where they stand.
Just better everything. We got better engines this year. Like I said, the setups are better, and we've had tire money to get tires. There's a lot of times people don't even know we have to race on, you know, older tires, scuff tires from the Cup team, stuff like that, just to get by. You know, if we can stay 11th, that'll be a big success for sure, and maybe next year we can aim again at the top 10.
In Spartanburg, South Carolina, reporting for Raceline, I'm Jeff Taylor.